What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to talk about the beautiful red metal. A metal that we don't always talk about. It's not a precious metal, it's an industrial metal. Copper. I want to talk about some of the copper rounds, some of the copper coins, some of the copper pieces that I own, some of the cool things about stacking copper, how to stack copper for free, and we're also going to be unboxing a little more copper. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things before we fully dive into the video. Number 1, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app. And I will be helping one more person today before midnight kickstart their investment portfolio and learn about the stock market. If you want to be that one person, download Webull, fund your account, and reach out to me. I'll help you out. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold, or I guess copper, stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on, any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be predominantly focusing on the beautiful red metal. As you can see on screen, I have a couple pieces. We have a Jersey Devil copper round. We have an American copper eagle. We have an Aztec calendar round. And we have a copper penny themed round. Many of you know my stance on copper. I personally love the way that it looks. I think it makes for a beautiful coin, round, and bar. I do not personally agree with paying extraordinarily high premiums for copper pieces. A lot of people will look at a copper round and be like, oh, well, it's a $2, $3, $4 or whatever it is right now to get a little 1 ounce copper whatever. A lot of people see them and be like, oh man, that's cheap. Failing to realize that copper is so unbelievably cheap. Technically, paying a couple dollars for an ounce of it is way overpaying. So if you're going to get yourself a copper round or a copper bar or something like you're seeing on screen with Aztec calendar, 2 ounce copper bullet, by the way, if you're going to get yourself a piece of copper, make sure you're getting it just for the fun. Just because you like the way that it looks, you think it's interesting, or maybe you think it would complement the stack a little bit if you are, for the most part, in on silver like I am, or a little bit of gold. If you want to have a little bit of the red metal alongside the beautiful white and beautiful yellow metal, by all means, have at it. But I don't think copper rounds, copper bars are really the way to go if you want to stack copper. And if you're going to stack copper, I think the best way to go about it is by stacking free copper. I've been talking about this for years, 6 or 7 years at this point. I've been telling everybody, look through your spare change the same way you do trying to, casually stumble upon a pre-65 silver quarter or dime in your spare change. I found 1 quarter and 1 dime in the last couple of years. Not really looking for it, and I don't really deal with cash all that much, but from time to time I do, and from time to time, or should I say, on extremely rare occasions, I'll find a pre-65 silver quarter or dime. Well, guess what? It might be mission impossible finding some constitutional silver in your pocket change, but you got about a 25% chance of looking at a penny and it being 95% copper. Reason I say that is because all pennies minted pre-1982 are 95% copper. And pennies that were minted in the year 1982, you got about a 50-50 chance on whether or not it's 95% copper or not, because that was the year, like in the middle of the year or sometime at some point during the year 1982, they switched over. No longer 95% copper. Not to say that copper is super valuable, not to say that copper is a precious metal, not to say that copper is going through the roof or anything like that, but it is worth more than a 1 cent piece. I happen to have a bag right here. These are all pre-1982 copper pennies. Now, a 1 cent piece, obviously worth 1 cent, according to face value. According to copper value, this 1975 copper penny. Due to the amount of copper in this penny, it's actually worth a little more than 2 cents. Now, I know that doesn't make a world of a difference, but for every 1 cent to be worth more than 2 cents, that actually is a pretty big jump if you think about it. It's worth twice, more than twice, as much as it is supposed to be worth according to face value. And that goes for all pre-1982 copper pennies. Very easy to find. I would say you have a 20 to 25% chance of finding a copper penny. If you see a penny on the ground, probably a good 20 to 25% chance that it is a 95% copper penny. It's a free and easy way to stack copper, and all it takes is about 9 copper pennies to equal an ounce of copper. Now, that is an ounce of copper. It's not a troy ounce of copper. Copper is not weighed in troy ounces. Troy ounces is exclusive to precious metals: silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium. Copper is an industrial metal. So it doesn't go by troy ounces, it goes by ounces. Confusing, I understand that. But all it takes is about 9 pre-1982 copper pennies to equal an ounce of copper. And what's funny about copper is that it's so ridiculously cheap. Like, when people buy copper, they're buying in bulk. Like as an industrial metal, it's bought in bulk. It doesn't even go by the ounce. It goes by the pound. It goes by the ton. The only people out there talking about how much an ounce of copper may or may not be worth are people like me. Couple little random people on the internet who just so happen to be fascinated by the beautiful red metal. Now we're going to unbox a little bit of copper. But before I do that, let me give a very quick backstory on why this copper showed up in the mail today. A couple weeks ago, many of you probably know this, I did a giveaway. This channel hit 20,000 subscribers, and I thought that it would be an intelligent idea. It was mission impossible is what it was. To do a 20-person giveaway. I'm like, hey, everybody who wants to get involved in this giveaway, I'm going to pick 20 of you completely randomly, and I'm going to send you all a piece of silver. So after probably, 2 weeks, got all 20 people picked instantly. It took probably 2 weeks, maybe even longer, to track down all 20 of these people. And guess what? I couldn't even get to all 20. Only 17 of them got back to me. The other 3 never answered. I reached out to them 2, 3, 4 times. I posted on X. I posted on Instagram. I posted multiple YouTube videos talking about it. I posted a picture in the YouTube community tab. I did everything that I possibly could to get those last couple people. But, hey, I don't know. They never answered, so maybe they didn't want the silver for some reason, or maybe they just didn't have an address other than their home address, and they were uncomfortable sharing their home address. They didn't have a P.O. box or a work address or something that I could send it. Who knows, but whatever it may be. But either way, 17 people did get back to me, and 17 people did receive their silver prize. One of those 17 goes by the name of Nathan. You may have seen him in the comments of a lot of my videos. Nathan, thank you very much. And congratulations once again on being one of the 20 people that won the giveaway and one of the 17 people that claimed their prize. Now, the reason I bring up Nathan is because Nathan's response to receiving the silver prize was by sending me this envelope right here. He sent this to my P.O. box, and he let me know on X that this was going to be on the way. He told me that he had a couple of copper rounds that he wanted to send me in as a gift to the channel. Now, I haven't exactly opened this up just yet, but I can feel them in there. And thank you in advance for sending these my way. Now let's take a look at what's inside. I did tear it open just to make this a little bit easier. And look at that. I don't know if this was the same Cheerios box that I used for my giveaway. It was funny, I made a whole video packaging up all of the silver coins that I was sending out to all of the winners, and it was funny because I had said in the video that not only are you going to be getting a little piece of silver, but you're going to be getting a little piece of silver packaged inside of a Cheerios box. This is just how I went about doing it. So I don't know if he used the same cardboard or if he used his own Cheerios box. I have no idea. But either way, I feel it feels like 1, 2, and 3 right there in the middle. I think we have 3 copper rounds we're working with here. So once again, Nathan, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I gotta get Mrs. DYDSS over here. She's got the freaking claws. I got warehouse hands. There we go. All right. So we got... Let's see. Can I get it? I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Here. Let me make my life a little bit more easy. Take the rest of this tape off. All right, so here's the first one, everybody. Wow, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to show that last. That's pretty cool. All right, let's work with the next one in there. I haven't looked at these yet. Wow, that kind of caught me off guard. I saw the reverse first, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and I flipped it over, and look who's on it. All right, let's see. What's this? What's this? All right, here we go. Oh man, wow, these are cool. I didn't know how random these were gonna be. I didn't know what they were gonna say or what pictures were gonna be on them. These are cool. These are cool. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna show this one first. I have all 3 here. We have the first one. Check that out right there. That's a pretty sick design. I like that right there. Copper, 3 9s, fine. 1 at the bottom, AVDP, ounce. Look at that design right there. USA, with the flag, with the wings. Man, that is gorgeous. Now, I don't know if the camera's really doing it justice. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes I've noticed this several times, that when I make copper videos and if I hold it a certain way, when the light hits it a certain way and at a certain angle, it doesn't really, like, it looks very pale almost. But if I put it back a little bit and angle it back, you can actually, you can really see the beautiful red. Man, I love copper. So we're going to flip this over and look what we got here. We got Honest Abe. So kind of similar to the penny round that I have. similar, but not exactly the same. A beautiful piece of copper. I really don't have all that many copper rounds. I love copper rounds. I love copper bars. I love copper in general. And what you're looking at on screen, other than the copper pennies, this is all the copper that I own. Until today. Thank you very much, Nathan, for sending this one of 3 my way. Let's move on to the next. We have, man, I don't even know which one to show. Let's talk about the We the People copper round. Now we're freaking talking. We the people will protect our Second Amendment, it says. A gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece of copper. On the other side, it says the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Yes, sir. This one actually kind of reminds me of one of my silver rounds. The USS Constitution silver round that many of you are probably familiar with, where on the reverse of it, it talks about how nothing but gold and silver should really be used as money in payment of debt. That's kind of what this one reminds me of. Just, aesthetically. So once again, Nathan, thank you very much for copper round 2 of 3. And now, let's get on to the third and final piece Nathan sent my way. Check it out! On the reverse, we have the White House. Look at that right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Another ounce of copper right here. A regular ounce, not a troy ounce. Once again, copper is not a precious metal, it's an industrial metal, and industrial metals are weighed in ounces, although copper isn't typically weighed in ounces. It goes by the pound, by the ton. But if you were to break it down in a situation like this, yeah, it would go by the ounce. Not a troy ounce, because troy ounce are exclusive to precious metals. But the White House, a very detailed copper round, by the way. And then if we flip it over, look who it is. DT in the building. Check him out right there in all his glory. All his copper glory. Nathan, once again, thank you very much for sending this my way. This is cool. All 3 of these are cool. And copper in general is cool. I totally understand the people that are, I don't want to say hesitant. I don't think hesitant is the word. I understand the people that are, bearish isn't the word either. What's the word I'm looking for? People that are just completely and totally uninterested in copper. I understand. I get it. I understand that it's not a precious metal. I understand that it's not really a monetary metal. It clearly has intrinsic value. Copper, for those of you that don't know, is an extremely flexible metal. A very versatile metal, a fantastic conductor of both heat and electricity. And something else that's cool about copper, or another cool way of being able to pick up some copper, once again, for free, because, like I said, if you're going to get a copper round bar, or just something, the 2-ounce copper bullet I have there, a poured piece of copper, whatever, if you're going to get something like that, something that does, in fact, carry a very high premium, even if it might just be a couple dollars in total, please understand that that is very, very, very expensive for an ounce of copper. It might not be expensive, but it is expensive for an ounce of copper. So if you're going to do that, make sure you're doing it just for fun. Make sure you're doing it just because you think it would be a cool piece to have, something interesting. Similar to the way people go about coin collecting. They pay, a lot of people, a lot of coin collectors will pay astronomically high premiums for a collectible coin, round, or bar. So if you're going to pay the premium that comes along with copper rounds, understand that the premium is probably pretty high, considering an ounce of copper is really only worth about what? 20 cents, maybe? 20 cents, 25 cents, we'll call it. Let's round up. Let's call it about 25 cents for an ounce of copper. And even if you were to get a lowball price on a copper round, call it about $2.50. I don't even know. Last time I actually traded my dollars for copper was probably close to 5 years ago. And I only have a handful of copper rounds as it is. So I don't have a tremendous amount of experience stacking copper rounds in bars and whatnot. But let's just say, just an arbitrary number, let's call it $2.50. And if that ounce of silver, if that ounce of copper is worth about 25 cents, with the amount of copper that's sitting there, paying $2.50 for it means that premium is 10 times more than it's actually worth. See, it's all about the perspective there. $2.50 is a very small dollar amount. It's very easy to be like, yeah, it's only $2.50, yeah, I'll take one. But at the same time, $2.50 for something that's only worth about 25 cents. Just got to keep that in mind. Nothing wrong with paying that premium. If it's something that's for fun, something that you like, something that you think is cool, something that you think looks interesting, nothing wrong with that. Just please understand the way the premiums work. But as I was saying, another interesting, cool way of stacking copper for free is if you are, or if you know somebody that is, a plumber or an electrician. I don't even have to say anything else. The amount of copper wire, tubes, pipes, and whatnot that you or that person that you know will come across and will be able to take, it'll add up fast. And what a lot of these people do is they will scrap it. They'll go get a couple bucks for it. And you don't have to be a plumber. You don't have to be an electrician. I am not a plumber. I am not an electrician. But if you have the ability to get some scrap copper, or if you stumble upon some pre-1982 copper pennies, please understand, you can scrap it, you can sell the copper that you found, and use that newfound cash money, those glorified IOU debt note dollar bills that were given to you in exchange for the scrap copper that you found for free. You can now take that cash and go and get yourself some silver. And if you have truckloads of this copper, who knows, maybe you'll be able to get yourself some gold. Essentially for free. If you found copper for free, you can sell it and use the cash to buy silver, which doesn't make the silver free, but it's money that was kind of out of profit rather than out of pocket. So it could potentially be a way of maneuvering your way around and getting yourself some silver without fully having to pay for it. The copper paid for it. Just an idea, just a suggestion, because I know people get all up in arms, when you talk about copper. It's not for stacking, it takes up all this room. Yeah, we're not stacking it to the ceiling. We're not stacking it sky high for long-term wealth preservation purposes. No, it could just be used as a form of diversification. It could just be something that you pick up every now and again just for fun. It could be something that you're stacking for free and you're just waiting until you have a worthwhile amount to sell, and then you take the cash and buy something that you'd rather have instead. Copper isn't something that we're buying and holding for the long term. Copper is either more so for the short term or for the fun. That's how I see it. And now I can add 3 new fun copper rounds to my very small stack of copper, all thanks to Nathan. I appreciate it, Nathan. Thank you once again. I appreciate it. Everybody watching right now, I'd like you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know your thoughts on copper. Do you stack copper? Do you have any copper? Do you go about stacking copper the free way? Going through some loose change, finding some pre-1982 copper pennies. Maybe you pick up a little bit of scrap copper every here and there. Maybe once in a while you'll splurge and get yourself a copper round if you find, or a copper bar if you find one that you think looks good and you just want to have it. Just a couple of dollars. It's not going to break you. It's not going to have any long-term negative ramifications to your financial success. No, it's a couple bucks. Who cares? Just understand, premiums are pretty high. So that's not the way to go about stacking copper on a regular basis. Getting one with a high premium is not a big deal. Getting a bunch on a regular basis with those high premiums, yeah, that'll add up and end up being a big deal. Just something to think about, just something to talk about. If you guys liked today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. And follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things as we wrap up the video. Number 1, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. It's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to get started, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app. Webull link in the description. And remember, I would like to take one more person by the end of the month and help them learn about the stock market and help them kickstart their investment portfolio. So if you want to be that one person, download Webull, fund your account, and reach out to me before midnight tonight. My goal was to help 3 people this month, and I came up with that goal 2 weeks ago. And I've helped 2 so far. So if you'd like to be the 3rd, please reach out. 4th and finally, if you need any silver, gold, or copper stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on, any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to copper, is it something that you're stacking? Have you ever converted your dollars into a copper round or bar and paid that pretty hefty premium? Might not appear to be hefty, but compared to how much that ounce of copper is worth, it actually really is. Have you ever converted your dollars into copper that way? Do you prefer to stack copper for free, or do you pay no mind, no attention to copper at all whatsoever, and you're just tunnel vision on the silver and or gold? Couldn't care less about the red metal. You only care about the white and yellow metal. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.